not take it seriously here today. With new hair, it's a little lighter than it was. I dyed it brown again. It's got some red tones to it. You probably can't see it all that well. But if the sun ever decides to come out of Oregon again, I will get outside and get sun on my hair, and then you can see. You can kind of see I got some red highlights to it. Anyways, just wanted to kind of give you guys a rant today, which I don't usually rant that often, I guess. Yeah, I went to writing class tonight. Oh, was that fun. So much fun. There's a student who is an exchange student from Russia in our class. And there's not that a lot of people in this class because it's a 4-hour class on a Friday afternoon. And I know you're asking me why in the hell did I pick that class? Entirely other story that I will not get into. We were discussing argumentation papers and topics, and we had viewed some student papers that the teacher, had gotten over the last, I guess the last few years. But it was a paper about racism and anti-Semitism. And as we were reading through the paper, a few of the students in the class had commented about how it's obviously bad that the writer hadn't presented his arguments well, and that it was an overall bad paper. Well, while we were talking about this paper, because my teacher's not afraid of controversial subjects, which is really nice, as we were talking about this paper, the Holocaust was brought up. And it was brought up because the student in class, one of the students in class, I should say, decided to make the statement that mass genocide was a good way to decrease poverty levels in certain countries, and that it was probably one of the better ideas that Hitler ever had. Yeah. The reaction that you just had to that was the reaction I had, and it was like a, oh my God, are you kidding me? He wasn't joking. So, given the fact that I lost family members in the Holocaust, I know other friends who have lost family members in the Holocaust. Granted, I didn't know the people that I lost. The simple fact that the student was making that statement and not really caring why, that pissed me off a bit. So we got into a heated discussion, and it was a back and forth discussion where it ended up with me standing toe-to-toe to this person, and we were arguing with everyone in the class standing around us, because he kept pushing the issue that Hitler was one of the greatest men that ever lived, and that he thought it was awesome, and all this kind of stuff. Well, we finally, everybody kind of calmed down, we sat down, we just, whatever, you're allowed to have your opinion, that's fine. He kept stating it as fact, we argued, which you're supposed to do with an argumentative topic, obviously. Well, then we went into religion, which again is another topic that most teachers won't touch, and I love this teacher, she's awesome. Anyhow, we went further into religion where we were discussing intelligent design, and the student, obviously, brought up, and I sigh because it was a long 4 hours. Oh God, was it a long 4 hours. He brings up the idea that basically, if you don't believe in God, then, at least if you don't believe in his God is how he put it. If you don't believe in what I believe in, then you're obviously a lesser being than I am. Again, like someone slapped me across the face. I'm thinking, are you serious? Are you for real? You don't say that. My God, that's like saying you're better than everyone else just because you think you are. Well, guess what? I don't think so. So, we start discussing it. And I said, it's kind of interesting that you think that you're better than everyone else and that you idolize Hitler. And he says, why? And I said, well, you idolize everything that Hitler believed in. So obviously there's some stuff that Hitler believed in, a little bit of God, obviously that there was this whole kind of hidden agenda that there was an extraterrestrial effect on how everyone got here, and he was going through that. There's a long book about Hitler. If you ever want to read up on him, the guy was insane. Anyways, we were discussing all of this in class, and he kept making statements that were just terrible. Basically, he made the statement that because there were Jewish people in the class, because I wasn't the only one. There was actually because I'm not considered a practicing Jew, obviously, because I don't practice it. However, it is in my lineage. I haven't practiced it for a long time. There was a gentleman in the class, another student, that he is a practicing Jew, and he was getting very upset with this guy, very upset. Especially when he made the statement that there's no reason for Jews to be around and they're lesser because they weren't part of the chosen group of people. So I asked him what the chosen group of people was. And he said that it was, who Hitler decided was. And I went, okay, so let me ask you this. You're obviously a lesser person then, aren't you? And he says, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, you're not blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and you definitely don't give the appearance of being the, supreme race. And he just kind of got, like, shocked for a second that I called him out on it. And I said, I'm surprised you haven't dyed your hair blonde, gotten blue contacts, and then walked around, thinking that you're better than everyone else and making that apparent. And he says, well, I don't understand, how you could think that. I mean, there's obviously other lineage in my family. And I said, oh, okay, so if you're not exactly what you say, you're supposed to be, then you definitely have no right to be talking, because you're talking about how he used to kill people for, his great idea of killing people because of what they believed in, and that they were a lesser race because they weren't the chosen ones. They didn't have the blonde hair, the blue eyes. They didn't have all of this. And then he went and said something else. He says, well, the Holocaust never actually happened. It's kind of like the moon landing. Oh my freaking God, I was pissed. So I asked him, I said, there are pictures of mass burials and, or mass graves rather, and everything else that's ever happened, that's all just fake. That was all staged. That never happened. And his response to me was, well, yeah, they have pictures of moon landing too, and that never really actually happened. So, you Americans, you'll believe anything. Oh, tell ya, it was a fun day. I get to go to this class every Friday for 4 hours with this jackass. I'm just so looking forward to that. Anyways, that's my rant. Don't speak about something you obviously know nothing about, especially in a classroom full of people that are most likely not going to follow along with what you believe. Especially when he asked how many people in the classroom had relatives that died from the Holocaust, and 4 out of the, I think it was 14 people in the class, because it's such a late class, 4 out of the 14 people in the class raised their hand. And then he basically called us out as liars and said, oh, it never happened. You know what you're talking about, it never happened. That's all just, pictures that somebody put in a book just so you'll believe something. Because, us Americans, we'll believe anything. God. So, that was my Friday. That's why my video was so late, because I get out of class late now on Fridays. And I didn't get a chance to upload it in time like I wanted to, but I'm uploading it now. Well, I would have uploaded already if you're watching it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my little mini rant and about racism, anti-Semitism, the skewed views of one of the students in my class, and the reason why I should have pulled all my hair out, but I didn't. I'm happy I didn't. It's still here, I promise. All my hair is here. Oh gosh, one thing after another, I tell you. I will see you guys next week. Bye!